Climate change will be the least of our worries if, as US intelligence agencies are reporting, Iran end up attacking Israel. Intelligence agencies believe an attack is imminent as revenge for a strike Israel launched in Damascus against Revolutionary Guard members from Iran. Now, Israel have said if Iran attack from Iran, then they will not hesitate in responding, which would throw the world into what could only become a world war. Iran could use proxies, Caleb, such as Hezbollah, or they could launch attacks from other places.
Which they have been doing in a piecemeal fashion for some time.
Correct. But it seems to me like Iran have played this pretty well. They sponsored, trained, financed the Hamas attack on October 7. They've let that play out, and we're now at a point where Israel are bogged down in Gaza. You've got domestic problems in Israel as people are starting to get fed up with Netanyahu's lack of progress. You've got the allies starting to fracture in their support for Israel, as we're seeing here in Australia. Penny Wong saying that the Australian government would consider statehood for Palestine even as Gaza continues with conflict. And then you've got the mobilisation of Muslim communities all around the world. So I wonder if Iran are starting to feel like they're approaching a point where to launch the next stage of this war on Israel is about the right time.
Well, yes, it would be the right time from that perspective because, as you say, the war itself has kind of died down from both the Israeli and the Gazan side. I suspect people on both sides of the fence are starting to grow a bit tired of it. Netanyahu's starting to lose some steam over it because it's gone on for so long. You've still got hostages that are holed up in Gaza that haven't been returned. And Iran, as you say, after all its time of funding all the other proxies around the place, why wouldn't they go in there on their own? I mean, you can launch the small attacks on the lead up and then you go in and launch the big attack. But the problem is if Iran does that, of course, Israel has to respond. They can't just sit there and let it happen. And then this war just drags on even longer and it gets even bigger. And that's the last thing that anyone needs, especially people in the Middle East. Now, I understand that they might have a religious war going on that they want to fight and they've got a point to prove. But if you thought the human cost of this war so far was bad enough, wait until Iran gets involved. It will get even worse. It will probably give Netanyahu a bit of a shot in the arm in terms of reviving the support to keep the war going, because at that point you can't pull out of it. But the human cost that we will see after that will be enormous, and it won't be good for anyone.